Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building. The job is done. Kind of. The Bears coaching search job is done.
That's true. Yeah.
They get their guy. And dare I say, we got to give them a ton of credit because some of the things that I'm hearing about what this front office, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, even what George McCaskey had to do with this process.
Wow.
You got to give these guys some credit. Also, do we think Ben Johnson will prove to be the best of the coaches that were available to the Chicago Bears when it's all said and done? You got the big name. What's the big name going to really be able to do? And we got to react to that Ohio State Notre Dame game we saw last night. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a little bit of a game for Ohio State.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Notre Dame got clapped. It was Jordan, that was pure and utter domination. No, it's too early for that. The date's 1/21/2025. A little later, 7:06 in the morning. And I need y'all to put the word out on these streets. Mm-hmm. We back up. Big vibes. Oh, yeah. All the way back up. Jordan's out there throwing bouillon packets.
Oh, baby.
He's not throwing you money. He's throwing bouillon packets.
Time to celebrate. Don't forget, I want one of those steaks you marinated the other day. That's swear to God.
I don't know about that, Doug. I got a little excited yesterday. Found out about the Ben Johnson news. Did the live. Walked upstairs like, F it. I'm making steaks.
Just threw it all in my face.
Did a little marinade, dog. Marinade was, oh my God. Did a little marinade.
Magnifico.
Let them bad boys sit in that marinade about 2 hours. About an hour side in there. Okay, threw them on the griddle. Oh, grill marks, bud.
Okay.
It was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
It was a phenomenal. I mean, that marinade really got in there. I wanted to let it sit for about 4, but I was hungry. Man, appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Mm-hmm. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Listen, let's start it off here because the Chicago Bears get their big fish. Chicago Bears go out there and they get their guy, and that's exciting. That is right. We're all excited to have Ben Johnson in the building. We feel like he's an answer. We feel like he's the next guy that's going to lead us to the promised land. Oh, we're all happy. Oh my God. But I have to go about giving the Bears a ton of credit for ending up with Ben Johnson, because there's a lot of things that were playing against you. Mm-hmm. And yet again, we had a conversation yesterday after this hire is done on the Bears not being the Bears in that moment. The Bears not doing the norm. We've had a ton of, last 5 months, pretty much. No, not 5 months. 5 months excessive, Pat. Last 2 months of the Bears not being the Bears. You fire a head coach in season. Never have done that before. You fire an offensive coordinator in season. You never have done that before. You go through this massive coaching process, which, listen, I still got my questions on the process, but I was the dude that was like, if I can give you the answer without showing my work, why am I showing my work? This dude need to show his work because he don't know the answer. He got to work through the problem to get to the answer. I shouldn't have to show my work because I know the answer already. You watched me know the answer.
Yeah.
My point in all that is there are different processes to get to the same answer. You got to the answer you wanted here in Ben Johnson, and it seemed like the Bears weren't going to get this. I saw this yesterday from Josina Anderson that there are a lot of people around the league that are stunned that Ben Johnson right now is a Chicago Bear, and I have to give them credit because my biggest thing was take the biggest swing you can. From what I'm seeing, George McCaskey doing something that he has never done before, essentially confirmed. Now, we're never going to know the real numbers on Ben Johnson's contract. Maybe he'll open up and tell us. He seems like he's a little cocky. He's like, here, you know, he got 15 in the bank with 15 on the way, baby. It's what you want to do.
Hey.
He's that type of dude. Flus was never that guy. Ryan Poles isn't that guy. And that's really kind of the next question. We'll talk about that as well. But like, to me, George McCaskey doing something he's never done before, saying, hey, listen, I'll pay you whatever you want, and I'll pay your staff whatever you want. This team has to be great. This team has to win. This team has to get to the next level, and you and your staff have to do it. I give them credit for not being who they once were and trying to change the perception of the Chicago Bears team, not only outside the organization, but dare I say within your own organization, forcing change that is uncomfortable. That's how I feel in these suits. I don't, but Jean-Claude Van Damme, I look good. What you
right? No, you know what? I am so excited today, and a lot of it just has to do with the fact that you did what you needed to do. You didn't play around with it. You made sure that this got done. And honestly, that's why everybody is surprised. George McCaskey, I felt like would be the roadblock in this whole thing. I knew that Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles would be on board with getting this done and doing whatever it needed to be done to have Ben Johnson here. But when it came to the contract, when it came to the money, that's where I questioned things. Even though they said we're going to open up the checkbook and we're going to make sure that we give you whatever we want, we just didn't know for sure. We didn't know for sure if there was a certain number that said George was going to be like, oh, well, you know, I'm a little antsy about that. That might not be you know, so like
that's
you
a
say
lot of money
thing,
there. That's more than I spent on bubble gum back in 1945.
I don't know if mom will approve, you know, so it's like my goodness, come on. But at the end of the day, you have to give credit where credit is due. George McCaskey did his thing. He made sure that the checkbook was open. I know there are reports. I know it's a lot of people. So, and I saw a report maybe that it's around 13 mil or more. I don't know if that's true. We'll have to find out. But then again, you said we don't know if that will come out or not.
Yeah,
we'll see. But my biggest thing is that this is step one, right? This is step one of many steps that needs to still get done. This doesn't mean that the Bears have won the championship. This doesn't mean that they're essentially the best team in the NFC North. What it does mean is that you finally got the big fish. You got the front runner, the new shiny toy that everybody wanted. And this isn't the Matt Nagy's of the world. So everybody don't get PTSD because Matt Nagy just drew up a couple of plays for Andy Reid and was found out. This guy is coming from 3 years of top offense. Mind you, in the first year where the Detroit Lions didn't look like they did for the last 2 years. And so this is a proven offensive guru. This is a guy who has a lot of good reputation going around the league. You even heard Mike Martz speak up talking about this is probably the best hire in NFL history. I don't know if he's going a little too far with that, but what I will say is I love the what you say.
A lot too far.
Yeah, I love the credit he's giving.
Guys, breathe. Andy Reid got brought in. And breathe, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get the rings first.
Let's get to winning first. But I love the direction we're going in. And yes, it starts with giving credit finally to George up top.
Now, Ben Johnson does need to start growing the facial hair out. I don't think there's been a coach that is.
We need a bearded Johnson.
Hair. Yeah, it's just started now so that we don't have to hate you in 3 years when you randomly do it and try to impress us. But here's what I will say, and this is one thing that you can kind of feel good about. I love the point that you said there. This is not a guy who's coming in running somebody else's offense. This is not a guy who's coming in running something somebody else built. He helped put that offense together. He identified some of the pieces that needed to be brought in. Yes, scouts and everything are a part of that, but Ben Johnson, looking at that staff and all of that, is going, or looking at that roster, is going, you get me that guy and I know how to utilize him. He's the one that put guys in the right position, and his staff is the one that helped develop those guys when they were in that position. In 3 seasons with Ben Johnson as the Lions OC, Detroit ranked top 5 in scoring all 3 years. They finished 5th in 2022 and 2023 and 1st in 2024 at 33.2 points per game. They led the NFL this season in scoring for the first time since 1954. Only the 49ers had more 20-yard plays, 240.
Jesus.
I don't even know if we've had 240 20-plus yard plays in the last 3 seasons. Over the last 3 seasons, that the Lions, well, I shouldn't say over the last 3 seasons, over the last 10 years. How about that? Let me extrapolate back. The Lions had 230 with Johnson running the offense. They're running his system. He knows what he wants to do. He knows how he wants to build this. And you now have an opportunity to come here in Chicago. And again, when I talk about bringing in Ben Johnson, I said this yesterday. It's not just about Ben Johnson. It's about the position coaches. It's about the big names that you go out there and add at those positions. The guys that know how to do their job. When the first name I hear, first couple of names realistically that I hear are, they're looking to go out and get Dennis Allen.
Tops. That's
one of your top defensive coordinator names. He's going to cost quite a bit of money. And then the next name I hear, they're also heavily pursuing former Saints interim head coach Darren Rizzi as the special teams coach.
Yep.
Wait a minute. What are we doing here? Are we putting together a great staff, or are we putting together a great staff? Because those are the things that are the most important. Here's the thing about each one of those guys as well. And I'm sure there'll be an OC that'll pop up that you'll look at as well, but that's kind of Ben Johnson's staff there. I know that Dennis Allen can put together a good defensive staff, a championship level defensive staff. I've seen him do that. I know that Darren Rizzi can put together a great special team staff. We've seen him do that. You're getting guys that have been here before and have been successful at one of the highest levels, that have been a part of everything we wanted Sean Payton, that Sean Payton type of guy to be. And now they get to come in here and help hopefully turn Ben Johnson into that next Sean Payton type of guy. You're doing it right. And I have to give them a ton of credit. I don't agree with everything that they've done in this process. I think there's a lot of there was a lot of activity that won't lead to accomplishment.
A lot of wasted movement.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving pieces. He kind of did it like his offense, right? There was a lot of pre-snap movement for a very simple play that hopefully goes 20 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the Bears kind of did it like a Ben Johnson offense. It was like, all right, how did he get over there? What's he doing? That's Panay Sewell. Mike Kafka.
Oh, no, not him. Don't say that name ever again.
What we also got to give him credit for, JC, is when their guy was available, they just ran out and was like, no. Y'all done. Get out of here. Get out of here. You cancel. You cancel. We don't need you. Get out of here. Ben Johnson's coming. Shoo, papaya.
No, that's 100%. No, I love the directness of everything that they've been doing. You mentioned a couple of names in Darren Rizzi, and then also you mentioned Dennis Allen. That would be a star-studded staff, and then even too, there a lot of rumors are saying, well, who would he have at offensive coordinator, because he's already going to be, he's going to be calling plays. Like that's the most obvious thing in the world. Like we won't be using the OC to call plays on Sunday, but you still need a guy that's going to come in and actually have an impact on the team. And one name I'm hearing that would really be would be a really good pull if he could bring him along with them is Lions offensive line coach Frank Haley, who, I mean, you're talking about the best or one of the best offensive lines in the league. Please get Chris Morgan out of here. I mean, you're killing two birds with one stone. Or is it two birds with one? Well, you're adding a bird.
One stone.
You're killing Chris Morgan is what I'm talking about. You get him out of here.
Let's not kill Chris Morgan. Let's not put that.
I'm sorry. We're not bringing depth to the show. I don't want to kill Chris Morgan, but you want to escort him kindly out the building. Is my point.
Hey, Chris, we're gonna need you to walk that way. You know what's over there? Pure and utter domination.
No, that.
Thank you. There you go, Chris. Yeah, get out of here.
Good Lord.
That's how the offense looks. Just
replace one guy with one of the better ones in the league. You already saw how Detroit does it. Like that would be the most epic staff in the world. So I would love it if Ben Johnson kind of, gets this situated. We said we think maybe it'll get done probably this week. This thing is moving quickly. I think that's the next step, is making sure that you have the right people in place to be a part of this team.
I love Relentless Mikey. Just get rid of the birds, man. It's birds in the building. Just get rid of the birds.
Just get rid of all the birds.
All the birds, bro. Brotherhood 8959. You finna piss me off this morning.
Oh, here we go. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you.
No.
I'm not gonna make you mad. I'm just saying there's another name. There's a running back out there that a lot of people are saying is better than Ashton Genty, and we might be able to get him in the second round. It's a guy out of North Carolina. Just gonna leave that little nugget out there and move on.
Here's the thing. It's literally impossible to be better than Ashton Genty. He had one of the greatest college football seasons.
I'm just saying, I hear you, but a lot of people are saying this guy is a little underrated. I'm just letting you know. We're not going to. I hope we don't go for running back in the first, because that first of all, part of his offense
not be going for running back.
Two running backs.
Hey, listen, we can look at running back whenever Tory Taylor was drafted. I'll allow us to. I will allow a fourth round running back to come in the building because I know how stupid we can get in the fourth round. We can go out and draft punts.
Hey, you watch it. All right. Yeah, Shadow Master knows what I'm talking about. That running back is a beast.
I watched the dude basically kick league average.
He was above average. All right, he's above average.
He wasn't. He was literally
Hampton. That's right, Ontario Hampton. I don't want to say his name because he's a secret, but Ontario Hampton. You watch out for that name. He'll be a running back.
You're talking about. I watch college football as well.
There's only one
running back in North Carolina.
I didn't know you watch running backs, Pat. I thought you ignored running backs.
Oh no, here's the thing: running backs are great in college. I got you 3 years. I'll run your legs off.
Just abuse.
Yeah, have no kneecaps by the time I'm done with you.
Horrible. You just not getting them ready for the next level.
Oh, it'd be ready. Listen, you have so many yards on them legs, dog. You're gonna be a first round pick. I'm gonna get you that bag. Just know you got 4 years in that league. You ain't getting past the rookie. So get all your money now. Save your pennies. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We're gonna take a quick break here from a word from our sponsors. By the way, Jordan JC, before we do that, we got over 100 in the chat, over 200 in the chat, over 300 in the chat, over 400 in the chat, 400. There you go. But no, man, we're gonna take a quick break, hear from a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, do we believe of the available names that Ben Johnson will be the best of the bunch? We will also dance on the carcass of Raiders fans' hopes and dreams. All that and more on today's episode of The Morning Breeze. We will be right back right after this. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name. You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold.
When a severe storm hits, hail and high-speed winds can cause excessive damage to your home. This can lead to blown-off shingles, broken windows, siding damage, and leaking inside. If you suspect your home has been hit with storm damage, contact C&N Construction today. We are a proud GAF Master Elite contractor, offering free exterior home inspection for storm-related damages. C&N is a reputable licensed roofing and general contractor working hand-in-hand with insurance companies and homeowners every step of the way through the difficult claims and restoration process. We will meet with your insurance adjuster to discuss the damages to your property, the value of those repairs, and the scope of work needed at your home. Our skilled team has you covered and will leave your home looking brand new. Give us a call today at 844-415-ROOF or visit our website at cnroofs.com for a free exterior inspection. C&N Construction. We find the solutions, not the excuses.
Welcome back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. A lot to continue to get into on today's show, man. We were just talking about why the Chicago Bears front office, and dare I say George McCaskey, deserves a ton of credit in getting Ben Johnson here. Basically said, I'm not doing it anymore, Mom. We're not going to be bad. We're spending money.
Slammed his own mom this time.
Michael just walking through. Just no! Whole family devastated. But we got Ben Johnson. It was worth it.
That's right. That's right. Do what you got to do.
Oh, man. We got to keep having a conversation, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. If you have not downloaded the podcast side of things, the podcast is up on Spotify. Podcast is up on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to tap in with the podcast as well when you are on the go and can't sit here on YouTube. Maybe you don't have that YouTube premium and you want to keep your phone, have your phone off so you're not killing your battery because these batteries be dying out here.
They do.
That steak was phenomenal, by the way, JC.
Oh, you son of
that. That was a great steak.
I had cereal for dinner last night. How dare you? How dare you? Celebratory cereal while you over there celebrating steaks with a big
sounds like a personal problem, JC. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Celebratory cereal sounds like a bad decision.
It was actually good cereal, I would admit.
All right, well, tease them. No, man. Hey, appreciate you guys, man. Let's get back into this conversation because now we got to have the conversation on. All right, you got Ben Johnson in the building. What do you expect him to be? Is he going to be the best of these candidates? Realistically, is he in the best situation to be the best? And I think that that's a better conversation because we'll never know until it happens if he's the best head coach out of the bunch, if he's our Sean McVay. But the one thing that I will say is I look around, and I know Oakland Raiders fans or Vegas Raiders fans were they fully believed everything they believed. Oh, we got it. Oh, got it. We're going to get Ben Johnson. Wait a minute. What?
Mm-hmm.
They believed that was the best situation for Ben Johnson to come to. Again, giving credit to the Bears, it seemed like for everything Ian Rappaport was saying and all of this, that he was going to be landing there in Vegas. But the Bears were able to fight him off and convince him that this is the best spot available for him. Jordan, JC, do you agree, not only with Ben Johnson's decision, but with what the Bears sold him on, that this is the best spot for Ben Johnson that was available?
Absolutely. I think this was sold to him a while ago. He didn't need a second interview. I believe everybody was convinced, a la Ryan Pace back in the day. Are you convinced? Are you convinced? We're all convinced. I think that was the conversation. And I'm going to be honest with you. There was an insider, I believe his name Jordan Schultz, who mentioned that it could have been a smokescreen all along where Las Vegas was involved. And you have to give credit to Ben Johnson's agent, where it could have been driving up the bargain or rather the price on Ben Johnson, because quite honestly, when you compare the two destinations, like there is no comparison. In my opinion, we talked about it, you go into Las Vegas, what will that have accomplished outside of you getting ultimate power and the ultimate, decision-making? Outside of that, you're not going to win. You're going to a division that is completely elite with one of the most elite quarterbacks and elite coaches in the game right now. Like you have a better chance of winning and being successful and building a team here in the NFC North. Yes, that is also a tough division, but you saw that you have three teams who only played one game more than the Bears this entire season, despite all of their wins. Like we might be on par or on course with those teams more so. And then of course you have the quarterback. That is the most important thing here, is you have the quarterback. And I think, yes, Ben Johnson will obviously be found out, either good or bad, very soon. And I think that's the reason why it's important that you get the right staff together, because that is also very key. But when it comes to this leader of men thing that we always throw out there, that's the question mark. We don't need to question, his offensive ability and the things that he can probably tap into when it comes to Caleb. The numbers are there for that. That's proven, in my opinion. What's not proven is, well, can he handle a full role of responsibilities when it comes to the entire team? How does he look when it comes to mastering, the defensive side of the ball? Obviously, he's going to have, a guy like Aaron Glenn, who probably will, if he comes here, will take over all of that responsibility. He's not going to get involved with that. But my thing is that you still have to be over the entire team. And so will you bring the grit, the toughness, the discipline that was lacking at the beginning of this year from Waldron and Eberflus? Will you bring all of those things, the intangibles, the game management, making sure you call timeouts at the right time, making sure you get your players in the right positions so they don't blow games for us at the last second with Hail Marys? Like, those are the parts of the game that I want to see him actually have as part of his bag. And we already know the offense is going to be good. So I've yet to see that. That's my question mark.
And that's the big thing here, and the biggest question mark. I agree with you, by the way. Over 500 in the chat. Over 600 in the chat. 600. There you go. Right. I agree with you. I think that this offense will finally begin to start to have some consistency with it. Here's the thing, though, and I talked about this when people bring up, oh, God, he's just Josh McDaniels, and Josh McDaniels did nothing for the offense. Josh McDaniels had a top 10 offense with the Oakland Raiders. Josh McDaniels still had a 1,600-yard season out of Josh Jacobs. Josh McDaniels still had a 1,500-yard season out of Devontae Adams. Derek Carr still had a good year that year. That doesn't matter in winning. You have to have all phases of the ball. Now, it helps. But if you're not having all phases of the ball clicking 110% at the same time, you're not going to do the ultimate level of winning. Of course, that is getting to a championship. Can he do that? That's why, to me, this staff is so important. That's why, to me, getting the star-studded staff is so important. Getting the guys that have done this is so important. And I said this, right, when you look at the other candidates available, Mike McCarthy was the big name that we wanted, that we were like, okay, all right, you bring in Mike McCarthy, it's pretty cool. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. At least we know we would be winning. And I do think that the Bears would win a ton of games with Mike McCarthy. But you also have to say, are you going to change everything and set history? Because no head coach has ever won another championship on another team after winning it on his first.
That's an interesting stat because he hasn't won in a while. So, I mean, that rings true.
I'm going to also say this, bro. And this is why I like these YNs out here, these new youngins. You know what I mean? These new kids. Super Bowls are stupid hard to win.
Extremely. Everybody wanted Detroit.
A lot of. If I'm not mistaken, I think there are 35 different Super Bowl winners, and like 11 of those rings. Actually, no. 12 of those rings are all to the same people. Outside of a one-off with Bruce Arians in there.
Yeah.
Super Bowls are really hard to win. That's why it's like, you have to have the perfect situation. Replicating winning Super Bowls is really hard to do.
It's not a joke. I mean, look at the teams that you thought were going to be more challenging. We're going to be challenging for that Super Bowl this year. You thought Detroit was going to at the very least get to the NFC North, or the NFC Championship out the first round. Like, it is extremely hard to get to the promised land. No, I completely agree with you.
In what Super Bowl we on now? Which one is this? I never know because they all.
I thought it was XLV or something.
Yeah, Super Bowl is this XLI? What's 2025? What year is this? We get Roman numerals in there. My head start hurting.
Yeah, just say the number at this point. I'm tired of that.
Bro, just put a number there, bro. We're not back in Rome anymore. LIX. What the heck? Super Bowl licks. That's what we are. We're on licks. Super Bowl licks. What number is that? There's no way people are still using this.
Super Bowl licks.
What is it? 59? I think that's 59, if I'm not mistaken. It's 59, all right? God. That's 59.
Okay, all right. We appreciate y'all. 59.
Us in here still speaking Roman. Get out of here. Still writing Roman numerals out here. We ain't using this stuff. Put a number up there, dog. These kids can't tell time with a regular watch. It's over. They digital, baby.
59 is hilarious. Oh my God.
Out of 59 Super Bowls, 35 coaches have won.
Yeah.
It's hard. Don't clip that up.
This guy.
It would have been tough. So it's just like to sit there and like some of the guys who have done it are like Bill won in 01, 03, 04, 14, 16, and 18. Like, it's a lot just from 4 dudes that have won most of these Super Bowls. Chuck Knowles, 74, 75, 78, 79. Bill Walsh, 81, 84, 88. Joe Gibbs, 82, 87, 91. Andy Reid, 2019, 2022, 2023, 2024. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. It's coming, though. Three-peat on the way. It's hard to win in this league. So, like, to discredit, I said all that to say, we got really off topic there. I said all that to say about Mike McCarthy, to say that he's washed up in all of that and he ain't got it no more. It's hard to win Super Bowls in this league, especially when you get to other teams.
Yeah.
But back to the Ben Johnson point here. That was a heck of a side note there. Super Bowl licks. Got to watch yourself.
Chad is going nuts. Yeah.
The Baby Oil Super Bowl sponsored by Diddy.
That is retarded. That is so crazy.
No.
Oh my God.
Watch yourself now. What'd you say, Pat? I better see the number 60 on Super Bowl next season. What's Super Bowl? What is that like? I don't even want to know. Ben Johnson has an opportunity to become one of these guys.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy probably doesn't. Not to say he can't. I do believe he's a good coach. I do believe he can get the job done. I think that if put in the right position, maybe he is that guy that breaks history. He's a really good offensive coach. He's a really good head coach. That's proven. I think Pete Carroll, same way. I think Mike Vrabel, same way. I think there's all these guys that you look at and you go, oh, these guys, they suck because they didn't win in their last spot. The big one, it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
But once again, I would rather take a chance on the big fish, the big swing in Ben Johnson, and the hope that he still has of becoming the Andy Reids, the Joe Gibbs, the Bill Walshes, the Bill Belichick's, the guys like that. Yeah. That hope is kind of past for Mike McCarthy in my mind.
Yeah, that's why I said, before, I've said it, I'll say it again, the known versus the unknown. I love, shout out to my boy Justo. Appreciate you showing some love. He said, can't teach an old dog new tricks. McCarthy style could only get you so far. That's what I'm thinking is like, you that's okay as a plan B. Like if you went with plan B and you said, okay, Ben Johnson's gone. He went to, if they even got him in Las Vegas or he went to the Jets or the Saints or whatever. And we said, okay, Mike is the next guy up. We wined and dined him. We gave him steak. We showed him around Chicago. Okay, bring him in the building. He can at least up the culture of this organization. We know what he does as far as regular season win percentage. He's got the Super Bowl on his resume. Those are things that you credit, and he already is a head coach. You're not questioning whether or not he can come in and be a head coach because he already has done it. Those are the things that are in his resume. But as far as the ceiling of getting somewhere, the 11-11 playoff record is nice. But in the last, I believe, 4 times you've been to the playoffs with the Cowboys, you're 1-3, and you're out in the first round. So that's my thing is that there's a cap there. There's a ceiling. You don't know what the ceiling is with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is still not yet to have been found out. And so that's the scary but also exciting part of this is, well, what's his ceiling? We know what he can be as far as bringing in an exciting offense, a spark to the team with that. But what are the areas can he improve in? What other areas will he be able to evolve in and be the next maybe Kyle Shanahan, be the next maybe Sean McVay, as you mentioned? That's what we're excited about is the unknown.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I think that's the one thing for me that when you look at Ben Johnson, there's still that opportunity there to set your own legacy. And it's not like he's a scrub. I know he can call an offense. The question is, can he bring a team together? That's the big thing. Can you bring a team together? By the way, over 700. 700. We got 350 over on the YouTube side, 358 over on the X side.
Oh, they're battling.
Hit that repost button over on X. It's Twitter. Hit the retweet button. I'm not
you almost got convinced to say it.
Sick of it, brother. It's Twitter. Hit the retweet button, man. If you're on the YouTube side, hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the page. We do this Monday through Friday. Also, if you want to join up on the Breeze Super Fans, become a member of the channel. Special show for you that we do on Tuesday nights. Pat the Designer, P Kid, going to be doing a little bit of a debate show. Hit the Eye of the Storm, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait to get back in tune with
that first episode.
It was fun, though. That was fun. Nice. It's really just me and Kid going at each other's necks for no reason, getting off topic every now and then and being like, how the heck did we get here?
Hey, nothing fun. Nothing wrong with that. A little fun.
Nothing wrong with it at all, man. I absolutely love it. So if you want to become a member of the channel or sign up on the Patreon, either or, check the links in the description below. All right, let's finish it out with this, Jordan JC.
Let's get it.
Ohio State, Notre Dame last night.
Ooh-wee.
Really thought Notre Dame would show a little bit more fight. That game was over immediately. Yeah. Now, they did fight in the end. They did make it interesting. Why I like that is because you were about to get embarrassed and it was about to become you're still that team. You're still those guys. Now, Notre Dame has a ton of opportunity to improve in this offseason, but last night, they looked unprepared.
Yeah.
They looked like they were stunned that Ohio State had the high-powered offense that they had. They looked like they were I mean, even dare I say, Marcus Freeman last night, I definitely was like, okay, he's still got some seasoning he needs to get. He's still got some je ne sais quoi that he needs to add in there.
No parsley, all right.
Because with the game on the line, to send a 6-man blitz and leave those wide receivers or leave your DBs one-on-one on an island. A lot of love, and they have some great DBs over there. I felt like that was the worst decision you could have made in that moment because they needed 11 yards. You didn't need to hit the quarterback. You just needed to make sure the pass didn't get through and get some pressure on him.
Do you think that was more on Al Golden than
Yeah, that's an Al Golden call. There's a little bit of an Al Golden call, but I would have liked to see a timeout there. I'd take a timeout here.
Oh yeah, game management.
Take a timeout here. A little game management moment.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, we got to have a conversation here about this because that seems like this could be a bad, and it was with the game on the line. Notre Dame coming back, showing some fight. You get the ball, you can go down there, you can turn this into an opportunity to win the game. You had all the timeouts perfectly called, realistically speaking. You had one left. Maybe that's why you don't burn it there, but doesn't matter because now they're on the 5 to finish out the game. What'd you see last night in that game?
No, I saw a lot of high-octane offense from Ohio State. I mean, that's what you usually get with Ohio State team. Ryan Day, first championship, right? Won his first championship.
That is his first championship, and he's got a lot of
like close calls, like
Beijing
I believe
on that trophy.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
A lot of Beijing on that trophy.
A lot of Beijing. I love how the game ran out. I kind of knew that Ohio State would be prepared. I mean, they've been here before. At least Ryan Day has been here before. Not the same players, but I mean, they have a high-octane offense. They didn't even use Smith as much as they did. I think Quinshawn, what is his name? Quinshawn Judkins was the star. Was the star of the show yesterday. That was a high-octane as well. I mean, Notre Dame wasn't prepared offensively. I don't think they can keep up with that team offensively. I think their calling card is clearly the defense. They're one of the best in college, and they just weren't ready. I mean, they had an early lead, 7-0, but then once you got to the second and third quarters, Ohio State said, "We're Ohio State." You know, you're putting up 21 in the second, like that was the end all be all of that game, and they made it close at the end, like you said. But at the end of the day, you know, a high octane offense beat that team.
Yeah, listen, and it was this pissed me off last night. You're down. You went into the half down 21-7. They came back in the third, and I believe they scored a touchdown almost immediately. Big run to the outside, big run outside zone to the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, it's GG's. You're down 28-7. And they were still running the football throughout the entire third quarter, and not like running it like we don't want to abandon the run. We want to keep you on your toes. Like, no, this is our game plan. We're just going to keep running the football. And for the life of me, I could not fathom how that was the logical move. It was like, you got to put the ball in the air, but. And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, when the game's pretty much over and you're just trying to make it a competitive look, they're playing back a little bit. You're airing it out and he's dropping dimes like he's got a hole in his pocket. Too little, too late was the story for Notre Dame last night. Mm-hmm. They wanted to get this going. They wanted to get their offense going and start running their offense in a manner that fit the game that they were playing in that moment. Too little, too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that I do put on Marcus Freeman. That I do look at Marcus Freeman and say, "Hey, bro, you gotta wake up. This is the national championship game."
Yeah,
I get it. You've had a great season. You've done phenomenally. You've got so much money to build your franchise up next season. You've got an absorbent amount of money just for losing in the national championship game, and they get all the money. Ain't no conference to share at Notre Dame. So I'm paying out the wazoo to get Muzz to come to South Bend if I'm Notre Dame last season.
Yeah.
But Marcus Freeman, you got to be better in that moment. And I'm sure he understands that, and he'd probably tell you the same thing. I just felt like it took you way too long to get aggressive offensively. I get it, right? Like running the football, especially with the quarterback, is what got you the first touchdown. That's your calling card. But it didn't work last night. And
maybe
you didn't avoid it, right? Riley Leonard, I love him, but you got to let him air it out.
Yeah, you got to let him actually throw the ball. Maybe this is actually showing that Marcus Freeman isn't necessarily ready as well for the next level. You know, we talked about him as an option as a head coach, seeing that, you know, the way that he kind of gets his team prepared. One of the things that I think they're really good at is trying to come back in games, but that's not a recipe for success most times, is when you're trying to fight from behind. Yes, it's really admirable that you can kind of get grit and tough when the going gets tough, and you know you got your guys focused and say, okay, you know what, here's our time, we're down, but we know we got to come into the second half more focused, more disciplined, let's get it. And you know his team responds. But again, when you're going up against a slew of NFL ready players, wide receivers, linemen, like what defense, like in Ohio State, you have to be prepared from the start. And I think they just didn't have it. And match man to man, the matchups, it was just over the top talent when it comes to Ohio State.
It is funny though. Like I remember going into that game, I was so high on. I was like, Notre Dame's defense might have them, dog. They might have. It's so different the kind of athletes that Ohio State gets, bro. You know what's what's the freshman's name?
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith, bro. What the?
He's like Deebo Samuel.
And this is the funny thing, right? So when I went down to Canton to get the mics for the studio, I went down to Columbus. I visited my friend in Canton, and we were at like her people's crib. I'm sitting there with all these D1 Ohio State athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there with dudes that all went to Ohio State, and we got muds in there from Penn State. We got great college players, and I'm just sitting in the room with these muds, just like, all right, and they sitting there telling me about this mud Jeremiah Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, bro, he different, bro. I'm telling you, dog. I'm like, I was like, he cold, but I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's that dude just yet. And they like, oh, he just ain't got to the play. This is before the playoffs started. I'm like, he just ain't got to the playoffs yet. When the playoffs start, you gonna see who he really is. Man talked about, he's like, he got one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. He said he did a 360 spin, put the arm up last second, snatched the football down, and got it up. And this in practice. So it's just like seeing that last night, you just like, ooh, yeah. Y'all got to upgrade y'all athletes, brother. That was
he on another level. He
felt insane.
Yeah, he's
hey,
from another
Steve-O, man, he said that 26.
Hey, he looked like he a little bit grown. You got to check that birth certificate. I will say that, because it would that's that Greg Oden type. Like, is this dude 40 already?
Hey, bro, that mug is strong, bro.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
He do got an old face though.
He got an old face, man. The man looked like he should be in the league already.
Hey, hold on. If we being real, Steve-O, he kind of looked like you.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta see a picture.
Wait a minute.
Steve-O was a little lighter than Jeremiah.
He kind of look like a young Steve-O, honestly, if I'm being honest here. Hold on, let me see. Oh my goodness. He do look a little bit like Steve. Just a little bit. Hold on.
This morning.
Steve-O look like his dad, low key. Like,
oh my goodness.
Where's Steve-O go? Look at Steve-O picture down there, right? Steve-O picture down there. And then,
oh man,
they kind of related, bro. Steve-O sitting there hating on this man.
Nah, you just did because of the brains.
It's like in shape Steve-O right there.
See, Jeremiah speaks.
Jeremiah speaks is nuts.
Yeah, funny.
Oh man,
funny.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. We gonna get up out of here. But hey, if you're not sick of hearing Pat the Designer, I'll be on ESPN all week, baby.
Oh, yeah.
10 to 12, Pat the Designer, Shay Norling. Tap in with us over there. It's going to be fun. We're going to be talking Bears. We're going to be talking Bears. And we'll talk some Bears.
No Bulls, huh? Even though they won?
You shut your mouth. What's up, hey. Bro, that game last night pissed me off. This thing about the Bulls is I ain't starting on the Bulls, man. Hey, appreciate y'all for tuning in. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Better than one love. Peace. Bulls got the nerve to go out there and play a phenomenal defense. So you can do this the whole time.
5 straight, yeah. You lost 5 straight. Now you want to play right again. Tell you, man.
Lost 5 straight to some of the worst teams in basketball. Then versus the Clippers, you turn into prime Michael Jordan.
He lost his ever-loving mind.